We waited in the tower of the old North Church, hands raw from climbing the beams. The smell of dust and damp rope heavy in the air, and Boston down below, quiet in the hold of the crown. Soldiers moving through the streets like wolves on patrol. The people pretending to sleep, nobody trusting tomorrow. We were not heroes, just coopers, sailors, stable workers, and sons of shop owners. Men without rank who worked long hours to scrape through each week. But we listen when the committees whisper, when the taxmen searched our trunks, when the soldiers took what they wanted, and we promised if it came to force we would not break. We feared not for our mortal bones, but for our children's shame. Two lanterns wrapped in cloth waited on the table, all trimmed low so the flame would not flare wild. We watched the river first, then the bridge, then the shoreline. The redcoats had taken the boats, they were rowing across under the moon. Every second felt like judgment. We signaled fast, climbed the stairs, hung the lanterns high in the church window. No glory, no stirring music, only choking fear of a rope around the neck. If the petrol burst through the wooden doors, the law called it treason, we called it necessary. We feared not for our mortal bones, but for our children's shame. Down in the street, Revere waited with a borrowed horse. Not some perfect myth of legend, just a man who knew the route and had the nerve to take it. He looked once to the tower, saw the light, and he rode like punishment itself toward Lexington to warn the ones who stood ready to fight back. The city did not stay quiet for long. Dogs barked, doors opened, someone shouted, "They are coming!" Then came the sound of hooves and boots and musket stocks, the early spark of a war that would take years to settle. And we knew the old life was gone forever. We feared not for our mortal bones, but for our children's change. We feared not for our mortal bones, but for our children's change. We feared not for our mortal bones, but for our children's shames. For kings who live an ocean off still rule through iron rains, and if one small flame could break their grip, then God himself would know that common men with righteous hearts will burn against the snow. We slipped out a side door once the lanterns dimmed. No victory in our steps, only the weight of walking towards something we could not escape. The crown would hunt for names, neighbors would disappear. Some of us would die in skirmishes unknown to history, unmarked graves, fields far from home. We feared not for our mortal bones, but for our children's shame. But the signal worked, the militia gathered. The first shot fired at dawn on the green. Not a glorious beginning, just fear, smoke, steel, and a line that could no longer be crossed. Years later, some told stories of heroes and destiny, of pride and certainty, but we remember the night as it was. Cold hands, shaking breath, one chance to call the people away, and a lantern flame bright enough to change the world, even if the men who lifted it were lost to time. We feared not for our mortal bones, but for our children's chains. Now that you know the story of the lanterns, wait until you hear the story of the cannons. Now that you know the story of the lanterns, wait until you hear the story of the cannons. Now that you know the story of the lanterns, wait until you hear the story of